Judges are now considering throwing out the case against Kilmar Abrego Garcia. There are two hearings this week, one in Maryland and one right here in Nashville. Here, Abrego Garcia's attorneys have motioned to dismiss two of his human smuggling charges tied to a Tennessee traffic stop from a couple years ago. His attorneys filed this motion saying that they believe this prosecution has been vindictive, as in prosecutors only charged Abrego Garcia with a crime as a way to punish him once the government was forced to admit that they wrongfully deported him earlier this year. They brought Abrego Garcia back from a supermax prison in El Salvador, only to put him in handcuffs here in Nashville. The district judge here in Nashville said that the totality of the events makes it appear as if there's a realistic likelihood that the government may have acted vindictive with this prosecution. A lot of words to say Abrego Garcia's attorneys may have a point. So the judge ordered that Abrego Garcia's attorneys are entitled to discovery and some form of a hearing before the judge decides on whether to dismiss these charges altogether. That hearing is on Friday. On that same day, over in Maryland, the judge out there just denied the government's request to delay the Abrego Garcia case, even though these attorneys argued that some of them aren't really allowed to work during the government shutdown. The judge pretty much said that's not going to cut it because there's a lot riding on the outcome of this immigration case, not just for Abrego Garcia, but anyone else who might find themselves in a similar situation. Remember, Abrego Garcia's case in Maryland is where he is suing the Trump administration over his wrongful deportation. He was released on bond in Tennessee, went back home to Maryland, where ICE took him into custody. They're still working on details over which third country they plan to send him. Those countries include the African country of Eswatini or Uganda, what have you. But Abrego Garcia's attorneys say that's not really a concrete plan. And if that's the case, then their client should be released from custody while he's fighting this case. The judge in this case has now ordered the government to come up with witnesses who can explain what the deportation plan is for Abrego Garcia. But this all goes back to the notion that if Abrego Garcia is deported for whatever reason, the attorneys, all of them have said that there's virtually no chance that Abrego Garcia will be brought back to the U.S. to fight his charges here in Nashville or make his case up in Maryland.